I used to think Switzerland was all about chocolates. Chocolates and chocolates and loads of chocolates. They have one of the biggest chocolate museums. I watched one, and I know them for Red Cross as well, humanitarian service. That's what I think about Switzerland when it comes to my head. Chocolates and health, alright? Maybe if you eat too much of sweet and you get piled, there is a hospital, humanitarian service, health service to take care of that in the same country. Don't mind me, please, don't mind me. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl the JJ, and today we are going to be talking about how to study in Switzerland. This type of visa you'll be needing to study in Switzerland would be the national type D visa. It's required for long stay, like studying in a country. So far as you are going to stay in a country above 90 days, you'll be requiring the type D visa. So let's get this over with. And the way Switzerland is bounded by Germany to the north, Italy to the south, France to the west, and Liechtenstein and Austria to the east. Alright, and you agree with me that the way it is positioned geographically is serves as a buffer between those European power regions. Okay, especially when they are carrying out their wars and maybe France wants to teach a lesson, they have to pass through, but that has buffered everything. Anyway, I love the self-preservation they have, and historically neutrality even up till now, and I love that character because it resonates with mine. Like, you're on your own. Because you're on your own does not mean that you do not have power, or it does not mean that you are weak. You just choose to be neutral. You don't choose to interfere with what's going on in this country or try to have an access or an ally. You just choose to be on your own, but that doesn't mean that you cannot defend yourself. That kind of mentality, I love it a lot. I resonate so much with it. And some persons have referred to Switzerland as a pimple on the face of Europe. You should know, with the historical wars that have been going on with Switzerland and everyone, you see that they are on their own. And just try them, okay? And they'll show you that neutrality and self-preservation does not mean weakness. And also, you hear this popular Bank of Geneva. Bank of Geneva was formed in Switzerland, as well as Switzerland also helped during the World War, serves as a lifeboat to refugees, for Germans even, and especially Jews. And these bank acts they have give opportunities for Jews and foreign refugees during the war to be able to save their money right in their banks. All right, so they had a lot of help. They were really the Red Cross, and if you remember Red Cross as well, they were really the Red Cross for a lot of nations. Red Cross is also a humanitarian service founded in Switzerland by a businessman. So much history has a lot to do with Switzerland. I like how they formed. I like a lot about the country. In addition to the history, Switzerland is not part of the NATO, it's not part of the EU, all right, but it has agreements with let's say EFTA and EU regions. And there are some students that are from EFTA and EU. They can be able to go straight from their country to Switzerland. All right, that's another topic for another day, but we are mainly focused on international students that really want to know how it is to study in Switzerland. Understanding the character about a country is very important, but as a student aiming to live in Switzerland, there are practical things you should know first. And now that we know a bit about the country, let's know what it's like to study there. So first off, I'm going to talk about the language of the country, the admission requirement, the accommodation, health insurance, proof of funds, flight costs, visa requirements, if you can work there or not, and if you are free to come with your family or not. There are 4 spoken language in Switzerland. We have the Romansh, we have French, we have German, and we have Italian. Alright, so before going to Switzerland, you should know that they speak these 4 languages. Least I forget, there's something we call cantons in Switzerland. Switzerland has up to 26 cantons in their country, and when I say cantons, it's like states, states in your country. That's how cantons are, and each canton has the language of instruction according to them. Like, let's say for instance, a canton can have multilingual languages according to the 4 languages I've mentioned, okay? And if another canton can have trilingual languages, like 3 of those languages, which is under the 4 languages of instructions on Switzerland. All right, and there's a canton that is just mainly an Italian canton. All right, a lot of cantons, but they differ in terms of the languages spoken there. And if you are planning to go to Switzerland, you should know what canton you want to go into. Even while trying to apply to a school, you should know the canton the school is located in. All right, because each canton has the kind of requirements they'll be needing from you, the student that is trying to come over there. All right, and let's take for example, we have the OCPM Geneva. You go over there, it tells you everything about the canton, the kind of requirements they will need, how you would process your visa, because they are the ones that are going to give you your visa. You have cantonal migration office there. In trying to get admission to Switzerland under a canton, right, just like I said, you should know the kind of requirements that university would be needing from you. They will need your CV, they would need your transcript, they'll need your certificate, and no notarization in this case, because you have to DHL your originals to them. That they say 1 original, 2 photocopy. All right, nothing to be scared of. They are going to return it back. They are not going to take your original documents with them. Then you write your motivational letter, no more than 500 words. You should know more about how you would draft your motivational letter and how you write your motivational letter. All right, you can consult me on that. I am good in guiding at that. And when you pay your school fees, you have to print that payment, all right, as an evidence that you paid your school fees. And if you miss one of the documents they ask you to send, they are likely going to send it again through DHL. You're going to pay the same money, so you really want to be attentive in what they are requiring of you. When stuff like that are sent, they take 2 to 3 weeks to get back to you. After getting back to you, give you another 6 to 8 weeks. All right, in the period of trying to get back to you, there's no need to disturb them, because they're going to inform you on how the process is really carried out. So disturbing them would not give you any answer, because they are so strict. And you should know that requirements differ according to the study you want to do. And if you are trying to apply with, let's say, third class, will they accept me with third class? Will they accept me with HND? There are some schools that will accept you, maybe if you have supplementary documents, additional documents to back up your class division. All right, it's all there if you just ask them. Or if you need a guide, I am a guide. All right, some of these universities, their course description is in English. There's no need to fret. You just find it when you're trying to apply to the school. When you're researching on the school, you're going to see the course description if they're taking English, or English 80, the rest 20 French. But now you are going to look and say, am I going to take this course in English and French, or am I going to move on? It's left to you. And if you want to take a course in English and French, you must be willing to prove to them that you can speak English and you can speak French at the same time, which would result you sending a letter addressed to that. There's not really no need for IELTS for people that come from English speaking countries, especially if you can prove that you were taught in English. Not only prove that you were taught in English, prove that that it's a language of instruction in your country, and even before going to school you were speaking English, even as a kid. All right, there are some programs, there are some courses that is definitely just going to be under German or French or Italian or Romance. All right, there's nothing you can do about that. Courses like, let's say, nursing, medicine, and law, those are courses in their countries, definitely going to be taught in their languages. And sometimes if you have this person that want to study art and architecture, maybe you want to advance masters or PhD, you're definitely going to show them your portfolio, like show them your drawings, show them things you've been doing. Then entrance exam is mainly for people that need to study health programs. All right, they require entrance exam, and the masters are predominantly research-based masters. Hey, just a small break-in before we move on. I'm an independent creator, and if you'd like to support the work I do and my channel, please make sure to support me in the link below or the QR code on my screen. It helps me a lot, and every single donation is appreciated. Thank you very much. I'll talk about universities that are located in Switzerland. We have cantonal universities, we have federal universities, we have University of Applied Sciences, and we have teacher education universities. All right, how you know a University of Applied Sciences is that majorly those kind of universities carries applied science attached to their names, and the teacher educational university are just universities that are mainly for teaching. So 2 federal universities and 10 cantonal universities. The University of Science and Technology deals mostly with research based, while the Applied Sciences deals mostly with practical. They're very practical in their approach, and for general application you don't need a research application. All right, you can just apply. Then for the 2 federal universities, we have fall semester admission. It's mostly from 1st of November to 15th of December. Cantonal 1st of June to 25th of February. The Applied Sciences, their deadline is in May. For spring intakes that happen in May to July, spring normally starts in February, but summer starts their intake in May to July. It's mainly for exchange students, right? It's not just for the general application, it's mainly for exchange students. And the application fee is 100 Swiss francs. And if you do not apply on time, if you have a late application, they are likely going to double the application fee. For international students, the average tuition for the federal university is mostly 850 francs. Let's say the tuition and the semester just less than 8,000 Swiss francs. Then for cantonal university, you have it in 8,300 Swiss francs. Then for applied science university, you have it in 8,250 Swiss francs. Then we talk about grading system, which is something you're supposed to know. Their grading system is from 1 to 6. Then from 5 to 6, they consider it as A, and below 4, they consider it as F. Just the way you have grading system in your university, we have certain scores from 1 to 100 that can classify as A, B, C, P, F, E. Alright, you know what those letters stands for. And then let's talk about accommodation. When it comes to accommodation for Switzerland, you need to have an accommodation before coming there. Like you can book an accommodation in the student lodge of the university that you are trying to attend. Right? You can make 1 month payment before arrival, and you attach the evidence of payment to the document you want to use of the embassy. So let's talk about proof of funds. When it comes to proof of funds, the average proof of funds that they need from you is 21,000 Swiss francs. You can do the mathematics to know what that will give you in your own currency. And you are required to fill a kind of form for these finances. We have Form E/AL. From E and AL, when you are the sole sponsor, if you can provide proof of how you are the one funding the account, alright, you use that. And you can only be able to use banks that are under FINMA. Alright, I think I'll be linking the list for that. FINMA. If you don't have such banks, you can be able to, let's say you're in Nigeria, you can be able to use any bank, FCMB, Providus. You show 6 months of proof of funds. Then you go over to your bank, ask them if they are associated with the FinApps group. Alright, if they have any bank under the FinApps group. If there is, you transfer your money to the account they have under the FinApps group. Alright, that's how you'll be able to explain to the consular there your kind of proof of funds. Then if you are being sponsored, let's say by your parents, which is the easiest way, you would use the Form O. Alright, the Form O, you explain how your parents come about that money. It should definitely be a business account. Alright, and it should show that it is registered in your country. Then where do you go to apply for visa? You definitely a Swiss embassy in your country. If you have a Swiss embassy in your country, you definitely need to go and apply for this visa there. So still under visa requirements, when you have an admission, you'd like to get the acceptance letter from your school, contract of study stating the time you are going to spend studying in Switzerland and how after studying you are going to be back. And make sure you message the embassy that you've gotten an admission. When will there be a time for your appointment date? And then cover sheet is going to be sent to you from your school. Cover sheet contains the list of all the required documents you're going to be needing, especially at the embassy where you'll be submitting all those stuff. Alright, a checklist. So you're going to just tick. If it's proof of funds, tick you have it. Have all your transcript and certificates in check. If the passport and passport photograph, you're going to tick it. What you're going to do is that you're going to fill the form online. You're going to print it. You're going to get the confirmation of tuition fee from your school before the confirmation of registration for that particular semester. Alright, all this confirmation and what you're going to need from your school, that would even be under those checklists. Copy of your diploma, proof of funds. Then you book the appointment and you submit the application. There's really no interview. The cantonal migration office where you are going to be studying is the one that's going to be dealing with they are the ones that have the deciding option of whether to give you an admission. So all the visa embassy is going to be forward everything on that checklist. All right, forward it straight to that migration office in that canton. So at the end of the day, when they cross check, just hope for the best. They are going to give you your visa. All right, they're the ones that are going to send your visa to you. Once you enter the country, that's when you'll be given your resident permit B that you would be renewing yearly. Then we talk about flight reservation. For flight reservation, you don't need to book any flight unless you get a visa. Then we talk about the ability to work. Alright, so when you are there in Switzerland, you can only work after 6 months of your stay. And after 6 months, you're able to work 15 hours a week and 48 hours during vacation. The employer has to apply for the work permit for you and attach it to your student visa. It can take like 2 weeks to get it done. There are a lot of research and laboratory jobs in the university, and after you've graduated, you'll be given 6 months to be able to find a job. If you cannot find a job within 6 months, then you have to come back to your country. There's a lot of job out there and it depends on your skill sets. Just know that once you graduate, you have the same opportunity as a Swiss or EU citizen. And for the case of family, yes, you can be able to bring your family if you are studying a PhD. You can only bring your family if you are studying a PhD. So I'll be doing a video on how to work in Switzerland, or you can tell me what video you would like me to do in the comments. If there are any updates or addition to this video, I will be revealing them in the comments in form of a write-up or in form of a video post. So if you are confused, you don't know how to carry this out, you're wondering how the letter should be written, you don't know how to build your proof of funds, you need someone to guide you in this visa thing, you can't do it all alone, my consultation link is in the description below. You can click that and get your worries solved. And to some people, again, they don't really need an assistant, they just need the template to write some of these letters and blah blah blah, what have you. My clear path guide is in the link below to help you with all of that.